Every piece of fruit in your kitchen right now has been touched by a chemical process before it reached you. Wax to seal in freshness, gas to force the color, sometimes worse to speed up ripening, and none of it shows up on the label. There's a 10-second test that exposes almost all of it. No lab required, just your own two hands. So which one of your healthy fruits is hiding something you can't see? Let's start with apples and citrus. The wax problem. Most people assume that shine is just what fresh produce looks like. It's not. Commercial apples and citrus are coated in a thin layer of wax after harvest to seal in moisture and boost shelf appeal. Here's the part nobody tells you. That wax doesn't just sit on top. It traps whatever pesticide was sprayed on the fruit underneath it, sealed in, which is exactly why washing barely helps. The test: run a little water over the surface. Unwaxed fruit lets water spread flat. Waxed fruit makes it bead into droplets, like a freshly polished car. 10 seconds, no equipment, and skip the viral boiling water reveals pesticides trend. That's not what's happening. The heat just cracks the wax, air gets trapped underneath, and the white splotches are light bouncing off air pockets. Wax reveal, not chemical reveal. Next, grapes, and this one almost nobody talks about. Sulfur dioxide. Table grapes are routinely fumigated with sulfur dioxide gas after harvest, specifically to stop mold and decay during the weeks they spend in storage and transit. It's actually considered the most effective preservation method the grape industry has. Regulators allow it because tested residue levels stay low. But here's the detail that surprises people. This gas exposure can physically change the grape's texture, keeping the berries firmer by strengthening their cell walls. So if a bunch of grapes feels unnaturally firm and holds up for weeks without a single wrinkle, that longevity isn't an accident. There's no at-home test for sulfur dioxide specifically, but the giveaway is timing. Grapes that still look flawless 3 or 4 weeks after purchase have almost certainly been treated for exactly that outcome. Now bananas. The one everyone assumes is completely natural. Bananas are picked green on purpose, shipped for leaks at a controlled cold temperature to stop ripening in transit, then delivered to specialized ripening rooms. There, they're gassed with ethylene for about 24 hours, in concentrations far higher than a banana would ever produce on its own, sometimes over 100 times higher. That gas triggers starch converting to sugar, chlorophyll breaking down, and the skin turning yellow, on a schedule, not organically. It's why grocery store bananas ripen on such a suspiciously uniform timeline. If a whole bunch turns yellow at exactly the same rate, with 0 green tips lingering anywhere, that's engineered uniformity, not nature being tidy. Now here's where it gets more serious. Mangoes and a chemical that's actually banned in multiple countries, calcium carbide. It's used to force ripen mangoes fast, and it leaves something behind that natural ripening never would: traces of arsenic. Lab testing has measured artificially ripened mangoes, with arsenic levels reaching up to 280 nanograms per gram, compared to naturally ripened fruit. Scientists have even developed a nanoparticle test that changes color from red to purple the instant it touches arsenic residue from this exact ripening method. A real published detection tool. You obviously don't have that in your kitchen, but there's a practical proxy. Artificially ripened mangoes tend to look perfect on the outside, while the inside doesn't match, sometimes still starchy or uneven in ripeness, because the chemical fakes the skin first, instead of ripening from the inside out, the way nature does. Last one, and it might be the most surprising: strawberries, the healthy fruit with the heaviest pesticide load of almost anything you buy. Year after year, government pesticide testing puts strawberries at the very top of the list for contamination, and it's not close. In some testing years, nearly all strawberry samples carried at least one pesticide residue, and individual samples have turned up traces of more than 20 different pesticides on a single batch. One of the chemicals found repeatedly is a compound regulators have flagged as a possible human carcinogen. And here's the uncomfortable part. This isn't happening despite washing. It's showing up in testing done after produce is already washed and scrubbed the way you'd do it at home. So here's the real question. Should any of this actually worry you? Not as much as the internet wants you to think. There's no solid human evidence that wax itself is harmful. Ethylene is a natural plant hormone your own fruit already produces. And every method here is legally regulated with safety limits. This isn't a video telling you to swear off fruit. It's a video telling you what's actually been done to it before you assumed it just showed up fresh. If you want to genuinely cut down what's on there, the method backed by real testing is simple. Wash under cold running water for a full 15 to 20 seconds. Use a brush on anything hard-skinned like apples. Skip the soap, skip the bleach, skip the vinegar-soaked trends. None of the specialty washes outperform plain water and a brush. And for the fruit with the heaviest pesticide loads, like strawberries, going organic actually makes a measurable difference, more than it does for something like bananas, which you peel anyway. So to recap, water beads on wax, don't trust the boiling water myth. Grapes that never age are chemically preserved. Bananas ripen on a gas schedule, not a natural one. Mangoes should match on the inside the way they look outside. And strawberries carry the heaviest pesticide load of anything on this list. If this changed the way you're going to look at your fruit bowl tonight, send this to whoever does the grocery shopping in your house, because they need to see this before the next trip to the store. Comment and tell me which one of these 5 actually surprised you the most. Subscribe, turn on notifications, because what's sitting in your produce aisle only gets stranger from here.